Hey everyone, thanks for checking in back over here at the channel. I'm out at the gun range today. I've got with me my Maven RS.3 optic mounted up on a Howa 1500 6.5 Creedmoor. Now I spent some time getting the optic all leveled and everything all mounted up properly before I did some shooting at 50 yards to get things tightened up a bit before I finished up with a 100 and 200 yard zero wing as I prepare this rifle to do some whitetail hunting here real soon. Now I did not have this Tacticam mounted during the zeroing, the leveling, and all the pre-shooting of getting the rifle setup process because I'm really only going to be using this Tacticam for the whitetail deer hunting to let you guys see some shoot-through footage of me using this thing to drop some deer. But I'm going to talk a bit about the Maven RS.3 and how it held up on the 6.5 and my final impressions of this optic, the features, the specs, and everything about it as we get into this one. So let's get at it. Now everything adjusted and moved around as it was supposed to on the Maven and made quick work of getting that rough zero in at 50 yards. We've got probably a 2-inch zero and that's good enough for what we're doing. I now have the target moved over. I've got a new setup. I've moved over a bench and I'm going to be shooting at 100 yards to get an actual tight zero. So let's send a couple down there. Now, first thing I'm going to do is get my side focus or my parallax all set up for this 100-yard distance here. And so far, now these markings are only reference points. They get you close, but maybe you're pretty close to my eye. Now, the 100-yard mark is... boy, it's almost spot on with my eye here. We got the side focus already. Let's get around down there. Not too shabby for that rough zeroing that we did. My windage is spot on. I'm about 2 inches high, maybe 1.5 inches high. Not too bad. I'm not even sure I'm gonna mess with that because I really want to get a final zero for this out to 200 yards. So that little bit of elevation that I have might be right on. So let's send a couple more down there, make sure that it wasn't just a lucky shot that I got. Not too bad. Let's get one more down there. You see, today I'm not shooting with a bipod or a supported thing. I'm just simply using one of the blocks that we have here at the bench. It's a little bit low from what I'd ideally like. It doesn't get me a real good position with my shooting bag, but it is what it is, right? And right there, we've got a good 100-yard zero. Shot about 1.5 inch group down there right now with this setup. Now there's a couple areas that I find this Maven RS.3 really shines. And the first one, and this is something important to really everyone who's buying one of these things, is the clarity of the glass on this Maven. I've found no situations that the Maven glass has let me down. Now today I've got a day that's basically clear out. There's a little bit of humidity in the air, but even looking out to 300 yards with this, there was no distortion of color, image, the haze that cut through, everything did really well with this ED glass that they have. The other area that I really feel that the Maven shines is the quality of the machine work and the precision of everything that moves on this optic, whether it's the turrets, side parallax, ocular adjustment, or the magnification ring. Every part of this optic that moves, every component that I can wiggle around and adjust, even this, I don't have it locked right now, but this zero stop, everything is machined extremely well and moves very, very smooth. There's no sense of a free play or a little bit of wiggle with any of these. There's no slop in the threads, and nothing is overly tight either, and that's a concern that I run across with some optics, is these things are very, very tight, and it concerns me in cold weather what that may be like. But everything on these, gosh, everything moves really, really well. I'm extremely impressed with what I would call the quality, fit, and finish of all the moving components on this optic, as well as the glass. Now this rig is all set up to do the whitetail deer hunting that I'm talking about. The Maven RS.3 is all zeroed in. Everything is set up. I've got this thing ready to go for 200-yard shots and beyond. Ballistically, I'm going to plug in the data that I know from this 6.5 Creedmoor. I just measure my scope height and change a few things around, and I'm ready to go. I really have no reservations or no hesitations of any sort that this Maven's going to let me down. I'm excited to get this thing out there, excited to let you guys see this thing performing in the field that Maven has really marketed this optic. This is an optic that they tout as one of their premier hunting optics, and that's what we're going to do with it. So with that, hey, I'm going to wrap this up. Look forward to the next content that I have with this Maven RS.3. I'm going to be dropping some deer with it. So hey, thanks for checking in, and keep on shooting.
If she walks up with a cooler packed full of ice cold beer with a